Imagine fighting so much that you no longer feel fear or adrenaline, not even anger, that every punch becomes as commonplace as breathing, and that violence stops seeming violent to you. For some, that is a sport, for others it's a way of life. But what happens when your body, your mind, and your emotions get used to the chaos? Today, let's look at the science behind getting used to fights. When you fight, your body turns into a survival machine. Your body adapts in the moment, and your brain releases a storm of adrenaline and cortisol. Fear, pain, and empathy shut down, at least for a moment. But when that is repeated every day, like in a professional boxer, an MMA fighter, or even a street fighter, the body starts to adapt. The amygdala becomes less reactive to danger. The brain learns to stay calm under extreme stress, and what was once panic is now routine. In the long term, muscles harden, reflexes sharpen, and the skin around the ears can become deformed. Yes, what you see in fighters is called cauliflower ear. The brain, on the other hand, is not so lucky. Every impact, no matter how minimal, can alter neural connections, modify memory, emotion, and even the way you feel pleasure or empathy. Over time, some no longer fight to win, but because without fighting, they don't know who they are. Phase 1, the body learns to take a hit. It all starts with pain. The first time you are hit, the body goes into panic, muscles tense, breathing stops, and the brain only thinks of one thing: survive. But repeat it enough times, and the body starts to understand the game. The skin gets tougher, muscles learn to absorb the impact, and nerves stop reacting the same way. Boxers, for example, develop microcalluses on the nerves of the face, a kind of natural anesthesia resulting from training. Pain literally becomes only information, a message that the brain translates into strategy. The curious thing is that not only the body adapts, but also the nervous system. Every punch reinforces connections between the amygdala and the motor cortex. Basically, you learn to respond with precision, even under fear, and that changes your reaction threshold. Where others freeze, you attack. Your body stops distinguishing between fighting and surviving. Phase 2, the brain turns cold. After a while, something deeper changes: fear. That sensation that used to make you tremble now shuts down. Your amygdala, the brain's alarm, starts reacting less, and the limbic system readjusts. The body no longer releases the same amount of adrenaline, nor does the heart beat so fast. You literally become more difficult to scare. For a professional fighter, that is gold. You can think clearly while the other person throws punches like a tornado. But for a common human brain, that has a cost. When fear disappears, so does part of your empathy. Your mind begins to see violence as normal, even as a tool. And that is where the lines blur, because if your brain learns that resolving things with your fists gets you results, then the impulse becomes a habit. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that evaluates consequences, loses ground to the reptilian system, the one that acts without thinking. What was once an instinctive reaction now becomes identity. You are not someone who fights, you are someone who is the fight. Phase 3, the mind breaks. Here, something disconnects. The brain, to protect itself, starts shutting down certain emotions: fear, guilt, sadness. Everything becomes background noise, and with every punch, small neural networks are deteriorating, especially in areas like the hippocampus and the frontal lobe, the same ones that control memory, judgment, and self-control. In boxing, this is called the punch-drunk syndrome, a form of chronic encephalopathy from repeated microblows. In simple terms, it's as if the brain aged prematurely. Mood swings, slow speech, memory loss, even aggressive behavior outside the ring. And the most dangerous thing is that many don't even realize it until it's too late. Outside of sports, things get darker. Those who fight on the street to survive or out of habit develop a type of inverse post-traumatic stress. Instead of running away from danger, they seek it out. Their body needs the adrenaline rush to feel alive, and without it, everything else seems boring and even empty to them. The human can get used to everything, even violence. And when that happens, they no longer react like a person, but like a conditioned reflex, a machine that only knows to punch before being punched. And just to get an idea, how many fights does it take to get used to it? From 1 to 5 fights, you may notice a decrease in immediate anxiety and gain a little confidence. The body starts not to trigger the alarm as much. After several weeks to months of regular fighting, such as 2 to 3 times a week, there are more marked changes to emotional responses, less fear, reduced heart and pupillary response, more impulsive behavior in situations of conflict. And if you already have years of frequent fighting or accumulation of microblows to the head, well, first there is a risk of chronic encephalopathy, alterations in memory, emotional control, aggression, and behavioral problems. Here, it's not a matter of how many, but the accumulation of impacts in time. And clearly, the human brain is not designed to receive punches as part of a routine. Muhammad Ali, for example, ended up with chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, a degenerative disease caused by the blows that accompanied him until his last years. Freddie Roach, one of the most respected boxing trainers, suffers from Parkinson's for the same reason, and it is no coincidence that many former fighters end up with personality changes so marked that they seem like other people. Some become impulsive, others depressive, and others simply unpredictable. Mike Tyson once said that without fighting, he didn't know who he was, and the most disturbing thing is that he said it with absolute calm. On the street, the effect is different. There are no referees, no helmets, no rounds, just ego, rage, and reflexes learned through blows. There, the fight stops being a sport and starts to be a language. One in which every punch is a word, and those who speak it best end up more alone than undefeated. Getting used to almost everything, like pain, fear, and chaos, can be a strength and a condemnation. Because when you fight so much that you no longer feel anything, you stop defending yourself from the world and start defending yourself from yourself. The body learns to endure the blows, but the mind starts to need them. And therein lies the real danger, that even violence can become a habit, and habits, over time, become identity. So be careful what you practice every day, because one day, without realizing it, that is what you will become. Bye-bye.